This is going to be a YouTube video, so for you guys on YouTube, you are seeing me on Twitch. Well, this is a recording off Twitch. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure to check out my Twitch. Twitch.com/Sir Twiggens. There you go. Cheap plug. So, with all that being said, there we go. With all that being said, I'm drawing a blank at the moment. With all that being said, yes, we're doing a tier list. This is what the focus of the stream is going to be. So, some background. I checked out Imtash's video. He did a tier list that's going to be very similar to the tier list I'm doing. It's going to be based on meta and also my personal opinion. My personal opinion is going to be vastly different, if not sometimes. Well, let's look at opinions generally. Everyone is different. We're all human. We all share ideas that are going to be similar. No one's ideas are going to be exactly the same. No one's opinions are going to be exactly the same. I am a human. I am going to be different from you. So, with that being said, there are going to be things that I say that you are going to agree with. But there are also going to be things that I say that you're going to disagree with. So, if you disagree with me, that's cool. That's fine. Just tell me why you disagree with me. Hell, you don't even have to. You don't even have to. You can just watch and not agree to a word I say. But if that's the case, you probably will just cut away. But my point is that we're all different. We're all going to have opinions and thoughts and ideas that we're going to agree and disagree with. So just because you disagree with me doesn't mean you have to just attack or belittle or just start throwing shade or hate just because I'm different. And just because you agree with me doesn't mean you have to adore and love and admire everything that I say. It goes both ways. All I'm asking for is a discussion. So, for you guys in the comment section, let me know why you disagree with me, why you agree with me, but just be respectful and cool about it. That's all I ask. So, sorry, but we had to pretext this kind of video with that kind of stuff. So, let's jump to the point of this video. In fact, hopefully some people who get what I'm saying already skipped to this part. Now, like I was saying earlier, I watched Imtash's video and I really like how he changed up his tier list. Going from the typical O, P, S, A, S+, B, D, E, F, G, X, Y, and Z tier list. I really like that. I really like that format. It changes things up. And this is more geared toward more of an opinion based. To just drive that fucking point home. And I did change it up. Mostly this part right here. In my opinion, Imtash put niche and bad together. In my opinion, I find niche to at least be a little bit better than bad. Because at least they found some purpose in life rather than just being outright bad. So, let's go to a perfect example. The iconic character Amber, the first character we are introduced to in the story, not counting Venti. Amber goes right there in bad. Amber is a really jumble of a mess of a character. Her scaling scales off HP, but she is meant to be kind of played as a sub DPS. Problem there is that it just doesn't play well, and her ult kind of sucks. All it is a raining. It literally is just raining fiery arrows that are just in a very particular small spot that don't do jack shit. So Amber goes right there in bad. So then we're going to go to, let's go to a different character. Who do I pick? Shinha. Shinha goes into, for me, Shinha can fall into niche due to her ability just focusing on supporting cryo characters. She literally is just a buffer that only buffs cryo characters, but she does that very well. So you could see Shinha going into niche. But again, my opinion, I really do like working around cryo characters. I have several times on this channel and on my Twitch have claimed to be a Ayaka main. So I'm gonna say, like, if you're playing cryo characters, Shinha can be like up here very good. You could even say okay if you build them right. If you don't play cryo characters very often, you will find Shinha very niche. I'm gonna put Shinha in. I'm gonna put Shinha in okay if you build them right. I'm not gonna put her in niche because I do enjoy her, though I do see an argument for niche. You can't. The thing is that there's more to life than cryo. Even though I really like the cryo element, there's more to it. It's just you can't put her in very good because she only does really one particular thing. And even though she does it fine, she's still very limited to what you can do with team compositions. So I'm going to put her in okay if you build her right. Alright, random. No, I went down below. And there. Who did I get? Oh, yay, Miko. God damn. Yay, Miko. I really wanted this character to be good. I'm going to put her there for now. I wanted this character to be good so bad that I was excited for her. But she turned out to be a very big disappointment. Reason is because her kit, her abilities and all that stuff, it is a jumbled up mess. It wants you to build in so many different directions. At one point, because her ult's so costly, it wants you kind of want to build energy recharge, but at the same time, you want to build elemental mastery because her turrets also can scale up elemental mastery. At the same time, you want to build her like a typical main DPS because she can do nasty damage, yada 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 yada. And you're pulled in so many different directions that you can't really build a cohesive, coherent Yamiko. So I'm going to put Yamiko in okay if you build it right, because I believe that you can build a good Yamiko with just focusing on her turrets. But I can't put her any higher. Alright, who are we going for next? Very niche. He is very niche. The point of building him is to also, kind of similar to Shinha, where you want to do a lot of cryo damage. because where his skill puts down this field that turns everything into cryo damage. That's kind of the direction that he kind of goes in, but he's more. It's just that there's a reason you don't see him played very much, is because he turns everything into cryo damage, unless you got a character like, let's say, right in Shogun, where her ult says, no, you do not turn my damage into cryo damage. So I'm putting him in niche, and that's pretty much it. Venti. I can see him at the very least going in very good. Venti is the OG big suck. Just press your alt and everything is being obliterated. I could see for now putting Venti in top tier because he is that good. Alright, let's go Child. Child I see going in very good. And that's because he is very good. The only problem is that Child has been kind of power crept over the last while. Like, for example, for myself, I feel like Ayato just plays better and does more damage than Child. That's pretty much where I see that going. I mean, don't get me wrong, he is a fun character to play. That's one of the cool aspects about him. That, like I said, he's very fun, very cool, enjoyable character, but I feel like over time he's just been kind of power crept and kind of fell by the wayside. Oh, Eula. In my opinion, I mean, I will say this much. At the very least, I'm going top tier. And I am a person who highly enjoyed Eula's playstyle. I enjoyed dropping like a nuclear bomb. At certain points, I felt like Eula was kind of OP, just because of how devastatingly powerful her ult is. But lately, physical damage hasn't been like the top tier thing to do. Lately, it's been more so elemental damage. Again, going back to... Why is there two Eons? Kind of... There's also... What the fuck? Kind of going back to... Characters like Hyzo. Characters like... Where's she at? I don't see Ayaka. Wow, this list is... Oh, there she is. There she is. I'm blind. Characters like Aika. It's more so just about elemental damage. So that's why for me Eula kind of drops the top tier. She's still very, very good, but I wouldn't say OP. I would not say must have. Now, next character. Very niche. She is very, very niche. And don't get me wrong, enjoy the character. In fact, I say that pretty much about just about every character. That's the one cool thing about Genshin, is that all the characters are very enjoyable. Some characters more so than others, but at the very minimum, I do enjoy just the character development that goes into each character in this game. But she's one of those characters where you can put her in the right teams. Like if you can combine her, Yoonjin, with Child, you can combine Yoonjin with even characters like Eula. Let's see, Yoimiya. But there's a lot of characters you can combine her with, and you'll make a good team. But it's just, if that character's not auto-attacking, that's why I keep on pointing out these kind of characters. If they're not auto-attacking a lot, you're not getting any use out of Yoonjin at all. Which is why I had to put her in niche. She is fine, but very niche. Almost messed up there. Kazuha is the very first in this line of OP must-haves. As with the Veridescent set, shreds defenses, the best crowd control in the game, sub DPS with his ult, and it just, no character can crowd control like him. The only characters that even come close are Venti and Sucrose. That's it. Those are the only other characters that can crowd control like Kazuha. Give me just a second, guys. I can cut that from there. Okay. But yeah, no other character crowd controls like him. Which is why he's definitely a OP must-pull character, just because you can literally, and that's the thing, you can stick him in any team and he will succeed. Next character. Jean. Very good. Jean is a good healer in situations where you're dealing with corrosion, because that does occasionally pop up, and I'm waiting for the next day when corrosion pops back up in the abyss. What Jean has the advantage of, along with her sister Barbara, is burst heals. Burst heals are the best heals. So if you can get if you get lucky and get her as your standard 5-star, you got a good burst heal character. And if you manage to get up to C4, she will also start shredding anemo resistance, which only helps making her better with other anemo characters. So, let's go to good discussion point character. So, at the very, very minimum, top tier. She is one of the best cryo sub DPSs, and if you want to build her this way, you can make her into a great main DPS. Especially if you can put Wanderer's Troop on her, and then get a good bow. Like we're talking like Amos bow, which is our signature bow. Another good bow for her is Skyward Harp. If you can get like one of those two bows, you got yourself the potential of a powerful Ganyu who can just nuke nuke enemies with her charge shots. Ganyu is one of those, and for a very long while, she was one of the best main DPSs. So it's one of those cases where it really is how you build her. She can go either way. But the thing is I can't say Ganyu is pretty OP. But it's hard to call her a must-have because, in my opinion, a must-have character is a character that will just do just anything and everything for your account. Ganyu is OP because she can be a great main DPS and a great sub DPS. For me, I don't think she's a must pull. I don't think she's a must have. I think she is definitely top tier. I do think at points she is OP, but I can't say must have. But she can go up here. Alright. And Zhang Lee, another OP must have. Zhang Lee creates the most busted shields in the game, drops a nuclear bomb as his ult, shreds defenses with his shields. If you can get Zhang Lee on your account, you literally have a character that makes the game so much easier for you. I can attest to it too. I missed Zhang Lee on his first banner, and when I got Zhang Lee on his on his first rerun, I should say, when Zhang Lee's first rerun occurred, and I got him, I noticed, and it was a very noticeable difference in how the quality of life of the game is with his shields. So, in my opinion, Zhang Lee is a must-have. He is OP. He's going up at the top. Next, Mona. Very good. For people who really enjoy her, like alt that debuffs / buffs, it makes the next attack do stupid ass damage. You could maybe put her in top tier, but for myself, I see her going in very good because I don't think that's really necessary, but it's still very good at the same time. Which, yeah, I'm gonna say Mona very good. Kokomi. This is a character that I did not enjoy because I don't like driver type healers. In my opinion, I think Kokomi has probably gotten quite a bit better with the clam set, artifact set. I would say Kokomi is very good now, especially with the addition of the clam set. But I'm not going to take her any higher. I can appreciate what Kokomi brings to the table now, but I can't see her going any higher than very good. Beto. I have never built Beto. I have attempted to, but I just couldn't bring myself to continue doing it. Her skill is borderline useless because it's not really enjoyable waiting. I mean, don't get me wrong, I can see the meme potential in her skill, but I don't see the practicality of its use. Now, for a sub DPS, I do see use in Beidou as a unit. For me, I can see Beidou going in. I'm going to say Beidou stays right here. She's okay if you build her right. Her ult is really good, but her skill is meh. Her ability as a main DPS is just alright. She's an okay character if you build her right. And next character is Heizou. So we're going to get right into this discussion. For now, I'm going to put him right here, but we'll see where he goes after I'm done talking about it. Hyzo. He is a character that I did not expect to be good. I was expecting Hyzo to be meh. Because he's a 4-star, I didn't see how he was going to compete with other main DPSs, since you typically want a main DPS that's a 5-star. And just based on statistics, 5-star main DPS characters are going to outperform 4-star main DPS characters. A notable example is Razer. Razer is a electro main DPS who actually is a physical main DPS. Don't get me wrong, he does output some electro damage, but he is going to do physical damage. Issue there is characters like Eula, Power Creep Team, other main DPSs just outperform him, and I thought the same thing was going to happen to Hyzo. Thing is that, well, he's actually kind of fun. He's actually a very fun character to use. He's got great potential with his skill, just doing nutty damage if you build into it. He just outperformed what I expected I was going to get out of him, and I was pleasantly surprised. So for Hyzo, I'm going to put him in very good, but not any higher. He's not top tier because at the very end of the day, there are going to be 5-star main DPSs that outperform him. Don't get me wrong, he actually does do quite well. He does outperform some main DPSs like Kachin, in my opinion. I find him much more enjoyable than Xiao. We'll get to that later. He's turned out to be quite a solid character. But again, I'm not going to put him any higher than very good. He's not top tier. He's alright. Next character, Noel. Alright, so at the very best, we're putting her in very niche. She is a jack of all trades, master of none character. Her shield is just decent. Her damage output is just decent. Her heals are just decent. You could make an argument for bad, but I will give her the benefit of the doubt and put her at fine, if not very niche. I think there are worse characters than Noel, in my opinion. We'll get there. Next. And just to get to my point, I picked Lumine, so therefore Ether goes in bad. So since I picked, we'll go ahead and get into Lumine. Ether goes in bad because I picked Lumine. In my opinion, Lumine is okay if you build her right. and that can go into a more open-ended discussion due to the fact that Traveler is a very versatile character, since there's Geo, Anemo, and Electro Traveler, soon to be Dendro. Electro Traveler is very underwhelming due to Raiden Shogun literally power creeping the hell out of Electro Traveler. Anemo Traveler is just okay. Geo Traveler is fine. I would more so put Traveler in fine, if not very niche. Lumine's going right here in fine, but very niche. Alright. Bad. This character's just bad. No energy particle generation for the team. Okay heals. Driver type healer, therefore you had to keep your healer out on the field in order to do heals. Bad. And here we go. This is one of those characters that you need to... It depends on where you are at in constellations. C6, she could be top tier, but again, we're talking about a 4-star burst. She's a burst DPS. Don't get me wrong, her burst DPS can be really good. It can be really, really good. But I feel like you're not going to see people just breaking out Ningguang to go and kick some ass. I'm going to put Ning, and this goes into my opinion. Again, this is my tier list, therefore it's going to be based on my opinion and my experience with this character. For myself, I typically don't like Catalyst characters. I'm not big into Catalyst characters. Heizo's really been the first one I've enjoyed. I wanted to enjoy Yamiko, but Yamiko disappointed me. And I just, like, if we get to characters like Yanfei, I tried Yanfei. Yanfei's fine. Yanfei's basically Ningguang only pyro. Fine. Her shield's kind of useless. It's just there as a way to buff you. She's alright if you build her right. And I'll just go ahead and get into Yanfei. Yanfei's fine. Yanfei can be good. I don't like Catalyst characters. Okay if you build her right. Next one. Diona. Top tier. I love Diona. Diona's great. And one thing I always talk about when I discuss my how pleased I am with Diona's playstyle. Proactive healer. Brings good heals. My Diona's C6, so she even buffs the elemental mastery for the team. And again, she has a baby Zhang Lee shield. It's a good shield. And what I keep on saying about her is proactive. She not only heals you, she tries to prevent you from getting hurt with her shield. So, bam, you ended up losing your shield, you took a big hit, and it ended up causing you to lose quite a bit of health. Bam, she can heal you. And what was I going to say? And it's not just that she brings to the team. She's also a great battery. If you put sacrificial bow on her, she's going to help regen energy for your main DPS. A lot of the times I put her with Ayaka to help build Ayaka's ult back as fast as I can. So Diona brings a lot of potential to the team with heals, shields, and energy. Top tier character in my opinion. Come on, give me a character. Sucrose. Very good. If we were like looking at a totem pole for animo crowd control characters, you have literally Kazuo at the top, Venti next in line, Sucrose right there. Very good. And she literally kind of does what all these characters do. Crowd control, helps with buffing the team. Viridescent Veronera artifact set helps shred the defenses of the enemies. And she even buffs Elemental Mastery, so your reaction damage is going to be pretty nutty. Sucrose brings quite a bit to the team. Stick her in any team and she will do well. Yilon. I'm putting her in top tier. She being Hydro. Hey, kid, how's it going? Being Hydro, she has the pleasant, the pleasant. How do I want to word this? Being Hydro means that she is able to be there to help with vaporize comps. Okay, I'll just call you Monster then. She can be there for vaporizes. She can be there for freeze teams. You can literally put her in teams involving Yoimiya. Going to be causing vapes nonstop. Put her there with Aika, causing freezes nonstop. Let's see here. If you throw in an auto attack along with your charged attack, Hu Tao, you'll be doing quite a bit of vapes. So good shit. And she works as a pretty good battery if you have her at C1. C1 is pretty nuts. And we're going top tier. So this is where Imtash and I kind of differ. I do agree that Shangling is a very good pyro sub DPS. One of the very... Actually, if you notice, there's not really very many pyro sub DPSs. Like, literally none. Most pyros are main DPSs or supports. She's really our only pyro sub DPS, which makes her already very good. And the thing is about her that's really nuts is that her ult lasts fucking forever. Especially, I think it's C1 or C2, I don't remember the exact constellation, but she has a constellation that makes her ult last 40% longer. It is nuts. I think it's really good. In my opinion, yeah, man, how's it going? Feel free to ask your question, and welcome to my Twitch. But yeah, ult is nuts. I don't think she's must have. Zhang Lee, Ito, Albedo, Kazuha. So for your question, that is all right. You got Albedo there for sub DPS for Albedo there for sub DPS. It's pretty good. Zhang Lee there for shield. Ito there for main deeps. Kazuha, if you're needing crowd control, then yeah, Kazuha's pretty nice. Because then you can suck them all in, and then
you can bring him into Albedo's field, doing allowing Albedo to do what he does, which is just passively doing damage. You can even suck them all in with Kazuha. Just drop the rock for Zhang Lee, or just smash with Vito. So having Kazuha there just means that you got crowd control covered. Yeah. Albedo. That's basically how Albedo is meant to be played as sub DPS. But if you don't need crowd control, if you just want to smash, which is what I refer to when I use my Ito team, if you don't need crowd control and you're just there for just smashing the hell out of something, just take out Kazuha and put in Goro. Goro was meant to always be part of Ito's team just because Goro buffs everything that Ito does. That's why you always see Goro in Ito's banner. Like the last two banners we've seen Ito in, Goro's there just because Goro is just solely there to support Ito. And yeah, Monster, go ahead and shoot your question, bro. Yeah, and that's fine. You can. I can always say Kazuha can fit in any team. Um,
The bigger.
who can suck better, Kazuha or Venti?
All right, so Kazuha, in my opinion, as you can see on my tier list, Kazuha is better because Kazuha just sucks them in. But where Venti, even though he can suck in a whole fucking map full of people, Venti causes them to just hover in the air, and some characters are going to be able to do damage, some characters are not, because they're just chilling there, hovering in the air. If you're dealing with a character that just auto attacks, here they are just trying to poke, but the enemy's right here, and so nothing's fucking happening. Where Kazuha sucks, and then you activate ult, by that time you've already shredded their defense with Verides and Veronair. Then you activate ult, like I said. You've now made sub DPS happen with Kazuha. Switch off to your team, or whoever you want to throw in next, and just start beating the fuck out of them. Because you can, because they're not hovering in the air like Venti makes them hover. I'm not throwing shit on Venti at all. Venti is still really good. Now, again, I'm not throwing shit on Venti at all. Venti's support is still top tier. It's just that in my opinion, my humble opinion, Kazuha just adds more value, where all Venti is there for is the big suck. So, with that being said, back to what I was saying, Xiangling is still very, very good. I can't say Xiangling is must-have, but she is still very good. And plus, Xiangling is a free character, so no matter what, you're going to get her, and you're going to take advantage of her full Pyro sub DPS abilities. Next character. Toma. Very niche. Paper thin shields. Kind of disappointing. He's still fine, but very, very niche. I'm not saying any more about Toma. And next character. Sayu, very niche. Fun to roll around with in the open world, but adds no other value other than fine heals, but not really practical. That's the thing though, Sayu is just a really good open world explorer, but doesn't add really any more value than that. And god damn. Kujo, a great looking character. Awesome looking character. I mean, I wanted this character to be good because she looks so cool. But even though she has fine sub DPS ability, her buff is very impractical unless you get C2. Unless, like, the only other way to practically do her ult is, to give her buff is with her ult. Her C2 makes it at least more manageable. You're a lucky man. I'm putting her in bad. I can't even say she's niche because this man right here exists, so he does what she does 10 times better. So, again, I wanted Kujo-Sara to be good. Not bad, man. C1 Toma. It makes him a little better, but the problem with Toma is that his constellations just add to his quality of life, and for Toma, it's like you had to get his constellations to even make him manageable. Alright, here we go next. Yoimiya. I could see an argument for top tier if you don't have Hu Tao. If you don't have Hu Tao, you can definitely make an argument for top tier. If you do have Hu Tao, it kind of goes to very good. Because Hu Tao, and we'll just go ahead and jump into Hu Tao. Hu Tao is definitely top tier. Damn, dude. Like I'm about to get into right now. If you don't have Hu Tao, Yoimiya can be really good. Because Yoimiya, in my opinion, is the bow. I always say this about her. She is the bow Hu Tao. Yoimiya is top tier if she's not around. Hu Tao is a great main DPS, borderline burst DPS. Her ult counteracts her playstyle to help her. And I don't mean counteract in a bad way. Her skill takes away her health, but her ult can heal her. Therefore, you can continue the loop in fucking up your enemies. Yoimiya is good, very good, but she applies pyro so fast that the ICD in the reactions can't keep up. So therefore, you're not getting the max potential out of her. And also, her ult only works with so many characters in the game. There are still quite a few characters in the game she can combine her ult with. For example, Yelan, Ching Chow, Fischl, Raiden, and Rosario, to name a few. There are characters that her ult can work with, but it's a very situational ult. So next we're going with Xiao. Now we're getting into what I touched on with Heizou. In my opinion, my very humble opinion, even though I can respect the abilities and the gameplay that Xiao brings to the table, the damage that he can bring to the table, Xiao is just so unfun for me to play. I do not like the up and down shit. So I'm going to put him in okay if you build him right. He's not going any higher for me. And that's that. Next character. Ayaka. So for me, who are you referring to as Pyro Xiao? For me, Ayaka goes in OP. Must have. I am a big Ayaka fan. I love her game. I love her play style. I love the nasty OP damage that she does. She is a great character, and I can't say enough nice things about her. I have been an Ayaka main ever since I got her on my account.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I could see that.
But yeah, Ayaka, big fan of Ayaka. And next character is a character that is not in the game yet. Okay, we'll go there. Kuki Shinobu is a character I wanted to be good. She's the first Electro support character. I was expecting good things from her, and she ended up being a disappointment. She still brings really good heals. She brings really good heals to the team, but her ult is utter trash. It is garbage. Her ult is absolutely fucking garbage. I've heard rumors that her ult will pair well with Dendro. I hope that's true, because her ult is garbage. So Kuki Shinobu for me goes into okay if you build her right, and not any higher. And next character is Rosaria. So at the very least, okay if you build her right, but she can be very good with she has excellent sub DPS potential. She's really in between here for me. I'll say she'll at least go in the front of okay if you build her right. Can't say I could see or say a little higher than that just because she can bring good sub DPS potential. But it's just that there's very select times when you can use, like, where you really use or get the most out of Rosaria. So I'd say Rosaria is okay if you build her right. Next character is Ayato. Ayato is definitely top tier. I won't say Ayato's OP or must have, but he is really good. Really good. His sub DPS potential with his ult is insane. If you can combine Ayato with Ganyu, it is nasty what you can do there. You literally have frozen every enemy around you, and then all you have to do is add in the swirl reaction with Kazuha's ult, and it is just nasty. It is just fucking nasty. So for me, Ayato is definitely top tier. Great character. Can't say enough nice things about him. Official is, for me, very good. Great Electro sub DPS, especially at C6. C6 Official is pretty nuts. Really good. It's really all I got to say. It's just really good. Alright. Arataki Ito, for me, would be... Alright, so the amount of damage this motherfucker can do is absolutely nuts. But one thing that I did notice from when I was watching Imtash discuss Arataki Ito is he's 100% right. Arataki Ito's ability is very much tied to how well Goro is supporting him. Arataki Ito by himself is still pretty nuts. He is able to just literally smash everything in front of him. But he shines a lot when you have him combined with Goro. So I'll put Arataki Ito in top tier. He is definitely top tier. I won't say he's an OP must pull. He is pretty OP, but I can't say he's must have at the same time. Goro, on the other hand, is very good, but in just Geo teams. If any team outside of Geo, Goro is borderline useless. So, for my personal experience, I can say Goro is very good. Because when you are building a Geo team, which is the only time you are going to ever think of using Goro, he is going to do very good. But at the same time, there's definitely an argument for fine if very niche, because Goro is very niche. So for my personal experience, since I enjoy making Geo teams, I'll put him very good. But again, I can clearly and easily see Goro being in very niche. So next, Kachin. I can't even say she's very niche. Oh, I remember having a discussion about this character, and it was not a good conversation for Kachin. I want to like this character. I love this character's aesthetic, especially that skin that came out for her more so a few months ago. That skin makes Kachin look beautiful. But her playstyle, even though there is something to be said for how kind of fun it is to throw that little thing and then teleport to it and do that slash, there is something to be said for the fun in that. But her damage scaling, and I'm talking not only for her auto attacks, but her skill, her ult, is garbage. And those people that want to advocate for Kachin and swear by their own hearts that she is good, you have to see the shit that they're doing just to make her good. They're literally building team comps for the sole purpose of making Kachin look good. Kachin is, I can't even say fine. I have tried 3 times, 3 fucking times, to make Kachin good. When I first got her, I tried to make her good. And then there was another time I tried to build a gladiator. It was Gladiator and Thundering Fury. A Gladiator Thundering Fury Kachin. It turned out to be just And then I tried to build a 4-piece Shiminawa Kachin. It was okay. But the hoops that I'm trying to do to make this character at least playable is stupid. Kachin, I like you, but your playstyle is garbage. Well, I can't say it's not your playstyle that's garbage. It is your damage scaling that's garbage. Your damage numbers, the scaling, it's garbage. If they could just buff your damage scaling, you would probably be playable. Next character. Clee. She's alright if you build her right. Problem with Clee, and I always say this, she has been power crept to oblivion and beyond. If you build Clee right, she can do good numbers. It's just that Clee feels so clunky that she feels kind of unplayable. Next character. Barbara. Alright, I like Barbara. I find her even more enjoyable to play as a character ever since the clam set came out. Because when I was farming the new Geo artifact set for Albedo, Aratakido, and Goro, I ended up getting a really good clam set and I put it on Barbara and it's been hilarious ever since. It has been hilarious. So, in my opinion, ever since the clam set came out, for me, Barbara fits in okay if you build her right. And that's just because I find it hilarious to play her with the clam set. Alright, so after that, Aloy goes in bad. That was bad design all around. Her ult is just Her skill is clunky to play around. Aloy is just another bad character. Bennett must have. Bennett's ult is absolutely nuts. Buffs. There's nothing I can say about Bennett that you probably haven't already heard. Great heals, great buffs, great synergy being pyro because of the pyro resonance. Bennett is a must-have due to the fact that he is not a free character. Because he's not a free character, and you have to wish for him. Anytime you see Bennett on a character banner that you find appealing, like if the 5-star is any of these three I have up here right now, go for it. Bennett is no matter what a plus for your account. Next character. Lisa is bad. I once tried to build Lisa, and it was the worst time I ever had in my life. Her ult's okay, but her skill is utterly trash. She's not a good character. Trust me, I tried. Next character is Kaya. Kaya's alright if you build him right. He has a really good ult. Constellations only make his ult better. His skill is just one and done. You can just pop it and get the hell out. He's not a bad character at all. Diluc is very good. He's not top tier. Diluc is kind of fell by the wayside due to other main DPSs just outshining him, notably Hu Tao. You can still build it. If you get a Diluc, you can build him and he'll still do fine. Kind of like Child here. Child is still really good. It's just that there are other main DPSs that just are a tad bit better, like Ayato, Ito, Aika, Eula, but he's still very good. Next character is Raiden Shogun. Raiden Shogun's a must-have. The energy regeneration that she can do for your team is absolutely nuts. The sub-DPS potential she has is still good, but what she brings is what I just stated. Energy regeneration. And the thing is that she's not just there to recharge your team's energy, she's also there to be able to just, like, for example, I'll give you a practical example. And one of my favorite teams to run, I have Ayaka, Diona for shields and heals. And sometimes I'll throw Zhang Lee in there for his OP-ass shield and defense shred. But then what Raiden brings is not only the energy regeneration and the superconduct to help Ayaka get her ult back, but what I also do is swap. If I already popped Ayaka's ult, I'm gonna need that thing back just because I want it back. Swap to Raiden Shogun, pop her ult, and not only is Raiden Shogun gonna be regenerating energy for my team while in her ult, but if I just popped Ayaka's ult, I'm applying cryo to the enemy. Swap to Raiden, get nothing but superconducts off, and just doing nasty damage. So that's kind of the fun, cool thing about Raiden Shogun is that she backs up as another DPS, burst DPS character for your team. That's fine, man. There is no harm done in lurking. No harm done. Next, we have Razer. Razer is just very niche because he's kind of fallen off. He's still a decent character at C6. Granted, I'm talking about C6. But what's hurt Razer is, again, the notion of power creep. Razer, even though he's Electro, is a physical main DPS. I'm not trying to dish your main, I'm just saying. Razer is fine. Razer was my main DPS when I first started out in the game. But what happens when, over time, is characters like Eula, who are a physical main DPS, arrive and outshine Razer pretty bad. The other issue is that he's a 4-star. 4-star main DPSs are just not going to shine like 5-star main DPSs. It's just a case of, well, you're a 4-star. Things are going to happen. Power creep's going to happen. And Razer got power creeped hard, just like Clee and some other characters. Next on the list is Ching Chow. Ching Chow for me is just like Yelan. Very good. He is very top tier. Rain swords are nutty damage. Healing is adequate. Granted, you're not using him really for healing. His rain swords also shield. He is a really good support character and a really good sub DPS character. I could easily see an argument for must have due to the fact that he's not free. So I could easily see this right here. There could be an argument to interchange these two too, because they're very similar characters. But I could easily see Ching Chow being up here must have due to the fact that he only pops up on banners. He is on the standard banner, but you can't get him for free like Shangling, Barbara, Kaya, Lisa. I'll keep him in must have just because he's that good. And he's a 4-star, therefore he's statistically easier to get. So I'll keep him in must have. Next character we have, we'll just go with either one. We'll start with Xin Yan. Xin Yan is very Xin Yan. God damn it! I'm putting her in bad. Her shield is Her ult is Her ult's only maybe good when you have her constellation that pops her shield up when she activates her ult. That's the only time really her ult is okay. But the problem is that she has a bug where sometimes her shield doesn't activate when you activate her skill. That's a bug that occasionally occurs, therefore she's technically a broken character, therefore she technically would fall in bad. And Albedo for me is very good. I will say that there was a point that was made that I definitely agree with, which is, for me, my Albedo is very good and borderline top tier due to the fact that I have his sword from the last Dragon Spine event. That sword takes Albedo to literally kind of borderline top tier. But if you don't have that sword, Albedo's going to be kind of down here and okay if you build him right. For me, due to my experience with the character and the fact that I do have his sword, I can easily put him in very good, if not top tier. Because that sword is nuts. So as a sub DPS, I'm going to kind of put him in top tier. The artifact set that buffed him made him so much better. That sword in the last Dragon Spine event really sent him over the top. But again, if you don't have that sword, he's going to kind of fall down here and okay if you build him right. Now, For those of you who are skipping to this part of the video, because I know that's a thing that happens, people are going to skip to the end. You're looking at my tier list, and you're going to probably agree with some things and disagree with other things. Like I just stated with Albedo, if you don't have the sword, he falls down here. But if you do have the sword, he's right here. Like I stated also earlier in my video, Yoimiya and Hu Tao are very interchangeable due to the fact that if you don't have Hu Tao, Yoimiya is a very good get. If you do have Hu Tao, I would not recommend Yoimiya. But on the other hand, if you do have Yoimiya, I would not recommend Hu Tao due to the fact that you already have a very good Pyro main DPS. And Ito can be very interchangeable if you have Goro. Goro literally takes Ito to the moon. Characters like Xiao could be up here if you actually enjoy the plunging attack gameplay. I don't. So Xiao falls there for me due to the fact that I don't enjoy his plunging attacks. Catalyst characters. I really don't enjoy Catalyst characters, but if you do, you could probably send them up to the top. It's all speculative. But these are my thoughts. For example, another example. I am an Ayaka main, therefore I really enjoy Ayaka. That's why Ayaka is at the top for me, and probably wouldn't be at the top for you. It really depends on if you're an Ayaka main, and that could be said for any of your other mains. If you were an Ayato main, you'd probably throw Ayato at the top. Those are my thoughts. For this part of the video after the conclusion of my tier list. But one other point that I want to make. Dendro could take this tier list and blow it completely up. Dendro is going to have its unique interactions, but its unique interactions only apply to Hydro, Pyro, and Electro. Therefore, if Dendro ends up being OP, that could make Cryo characters, Geo characters, Animo characters look less than, and make them fall by the wayside. But I don't think that's going to be the case, but I think Dendro is going to be really good, but I don't think it's going to be so broken that it makes other characters look like shit. Good, but I don't think so. Oh, it's for my hand. I fucked up a nerve on my left hand. So let's get to predicting the future, or attempt to predict the future. Speaking of Dendro, let's try to speculate. Alright, Monster, thanks for chilling with me, bro. Let's try to speculate, just for fun. Let's try to predict how things are going to happen with 3.0. Based on these three characters. let's look at Kali, the 4-star, the first 4-star Dendro character. I think Kali's gameplay is going to be like a better, yet similar to Amber. I think Kali's going to probably fall in very good. But I don't see Kali going higher than that. If Kali has like a sub DPS ability that creates like a field, I think I might have saw something like that, but I'm not sure. That could be really good. Especially for the Dendro reaction stuff. Because I feel like Dendro is going to be a really good sub DPS type ability. But not anything higher than that. Now, Dory, from what I've seen from the future, I think Dory's going to be an Electro support, which is cool because it's going to be another Electro support to the Electro support family that's only being governed by Kuki Shinobu. I think Dory's going to be... If Dory can be a better Kuki Shinobu, she can fall into very good as well. What hurts Kuki Shinobu is her ult. Like I said earlier, her ult is trash. But if Dory can be just better than Kuki Shinobu, she will immediately fall into very good. Tignari, from my visions and my clairvoyant ability, I think Tignari is going to be a main DPS, if not a burst main DPS, which I could see maybe getting him to very, like, maybe top tier. It just depends on the damage scaling and how Dendro works as a main DPS element. For me, I think I'll just put him right there for now. I think Dendro was just going to be a good support sub DPS. I don't know if Dendro can be good as a main DPS ability, like a main DPS element. I just... Fuck. I'm gonna keep Tignari in very good, but I am open to seeing Tignari fall in the top tier. Kali and Dory, I see just being very good. Kali's got the advantage of being the first 4-star. So therefore, she's going to be a lot of people's first Dendro character to fuck around with. Dory, like I said, if Dory could just be a better Electro support than Kuki Shinobu, she automatically wins. Which gets to my next character. Remember, with a new element in a new region, Traveler is going to become Dendro. And I think Traveler, by just the advantage of being everyone's other first Dendro character, in fact, Traveler will probably be everyone's first Dendro character. And depending on that they wish for on this banner. If they don't wish on this banner, Traveler's going to be their first Dendro character. If they do, it's going to be a toss-up between Traveler, Kali, and Tignari. I say just being the first Dendro character, I think Traveler will fall into okay if you build her right. And that's where I'm going to leave her at. I would be pleasantly surprised if it turns out to be very good. But I think she's just going to be alright if you build her right. So that's my speculation on the future. That's my speculation for 3.0. I think this may be how things play out. I want to say maybe Dendro could buff Kachin, but I had to see it to believe it. I'd have to see it to believe it. Same thing with Kuki, Shinobu, and a lot of other Electro characters. I would have to see it to believe it. But those are my thoughts. Those are my assumptions, my guesses on the future for 3.0. Thank you guys so much for watching. For you YouTube guys, thank you so much. Hit that like and subscribe button, and I will catch you guys later.